So today we're going to work with air dry clay. I'm really excited. You should have a few things out of your box and a few things you might want to pull out of your kitchen. One thing is out of your box is your air dry clay, your piece of yarn, and your little bag that has the little colored stones and the little plastic lid in it. And you'll want your straw and the glue stick. And you could pull a few things out from your kitchen. One is a little bowl of water. I would just get a small bowl. Don't encourage a big bowl with a lot of water in it, because you're going to get exactly what you put out there. They're going to want to use every bit of that water. So just get a small dish, because all you're going to need to do is just to dab your fingers in that water. That's all it's used for. So just a little small dish of that. And if you have cookie cutters, get some cookie cutters. I like this round one, my little biscuit cutter. Or you might have something like a star. It's like a leaf. And I have like this little small one here. Looks like the center of a flower. And I even pulled out a napkin holder ring. It's like a little bow on it. So if you have any jewelry, you have any anything that you can make impressions on, anything that you can make impressions on with the clay, pull it out. Let's just get creative. I'm going to show you two things that you can make today, but you know what you want to do is let that person be as creative as they want. If you want to use this clay to create something totally different, go right ahead. This is just an idea of what you can do with some supplies to do it with. One of the things that I love about this air dry clay, I'm going to pull this out. Let's just pull that out of the bag. What you're going to do is you're going to take a small piece of that to the side if you do the two projects that I show you today. And the other one just needs a small amount. So I'd say take about that much and just put it to the side. And this big chunk here, you're just gonna have them ball it up like this. What I really like about clay projects is that this air dry clay is really tough, and you really got to work into it. So I want you to just let them have some time to really play and mold this clay until it gets a little bit softer and easier to handle. But one of the things that I like about that is that it's working your hand muscles, your large motor skills, helping out build up some strength in those hands by working this clay in. So the longer you do this, the better, because you're exercising. So a little 2-in-1 activity today. So you're just gonna let them mold and play with this as long as they want. So of course I'm not gonna take that much of your time. I'm gonna do an abbreviated version so you can get the idea of what kind of craft we're making today. The first thing we're going to make is, we're gonna make this today first. This one right here, I really like. I use this with my cookie cutter, my round one, and this little glue stick. And then I went outside and grabbed a little bit of rosemary. You might have some flowers in your backyard, or you might have some artificial ones inside. You just might have maybe a napkin ring holder to make an impression of something. But grab anything around the house that you want to be creative with, and you're going to take this small ball of air dry clay, and you're going to mold it up real good. It's kind of hard to stop once you, it's fun. All right, moving on. I want you to take your glue stick and use it as a roller. And that's another good exercise for our folks, is to use this and then let it roll it back and forth, because their hands are going to want to feel that after trying to squeeze this clay for a while, because after a while your hand gets a little tired and a little sore. So using this glue stick as a roller will really help feel better. So they're just going to pick up that clay, roll it out. It doesn't have to be really thin. Just let them roll it, and then you just pick it up, turn it, and just keep rolling it. And then whenever it's at really the thickness that you want, that's when you stop. Or you could just have a daily activity of just rolling out the clay. I'm going to take my biscuit cutter. I'm going to push down on that clay and pull the extra away from the cutter and add it to my big one. Okay. I'm going to put my cookie cutter to the side, and then just get some flowers, some dried flowers, or like I said, this one's my little rosemary, and I'm just going to make a little imprint. Push it way in there. Push it. Press it down really good. Okay. You can get several. There's so many different things you can get. So you just use it and make this like a little mold, a little impression. And you're going to lift that up. And then it's going to make a beautiful impression in your clay. This one I have to kind of fix. Okay? And then what I do is I take my straw that you have in your box, and I just poke a little hole at the top. And you could even save these for Christmas ornaments. You can maybe even etch something in there, put 2020, COVID 2020, I don't know. Just, you could put your last name, put your initials. There's so many different things you can do with this. This was just an idea of some floral prints. Mine, just little dried flowers, little oregano. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it aside somewhere, and I'm just going to let that be still and dry for a few days. And then once it dries, it's like this, and then you thread your yarn through it. I've included that in your box. And you can paint it, or you can just leave it plain like that. It's a lot of fun, and it's another great way to work those large motor skills. All right, moving on to the next one. We're going to make this today. It's kind of like a little trivet, little coaster, something decorative. If this is not something that you want to create, then come up with your own idea. All I ask is that you post your pictures of what you made, because I really want to see it. So this one, we're just going to squish down our clay. And then when it's kind of squished, get that glue stick and roll it out. And if you need something bigger than the glue stick, go grab an Expo marker or a Crayola marker and do the same thing. Just use it as a roller. It's great. And you just keep rolling it until it's about as thick as you want. There's not a certain measurement to worry about. Alright, so now I've rolled out my clay. I'm going to open up my bag and pull out my lid. I'm going to pull out these stones too. Okay. Fun fact with your water. As you are rolling things out and working your clay and doing your project, if you start seeing cracks inside of your clay and you want to make it look smooth again, that's what the water's for. You just dab your fingers in some water and just lightly rub it around the clay. You don't need to make this a big mushy mess. It's just to rub in a crack and fix it all up. So, but that's what the water's for. If you get any cracks in your clay, that's just a great way to just smooth it back out. What you're going to do is after you roll your clay out, you are going to put that inside your lid. Just kind of lay it in there and mush it around. Okay? Now, there. I'm just gonna kind of break off the extra, because I might want to make something else with the extra. I don't know. Maybe I just want to play with it for a little bit and keep working my hand muscles. Your hand muscles are really important, y'all. When you're using the canes, when you're using your walkers, when you're getting up and down from your chairs, you need to depend on these. This is a great exercise to keep them strong. So keep your extra, put it to the side. You can make something else. And then what you can do with these, you can just simply just push them down in your clay. That's all I did. Just push them down in a decorative way, whatever it looks like. And you have a whole bunch of these stones, so you may not need them all. You may want to use it on a different project, or you just might want to put your stones to the side and create something else with this. That's fine too. Look at that. So what you're going to do after you get all your stones in or finish decorating your clay, what I do, this is what I like about the lids, is this is going to need a helper. You're going to peel back the lid so you can pull out your clay, okay? And you're just going to have to kind of work it, go all the way around. Voila! Look at that. How nice is that? So mine is done, and what I'm going to do is I am going to put it to the side so it can dry for a few days. And once it's dry, it's going to come out like this, and it's awesome. And I might decide to paint this too. I don't know. One stone fell out. But I might decide to paint this or just leave it like that. But it is just a really fun activity and colorful and a great way to create a fun gift for Mother's Day. So I hope you enjoy working with our air dry clay today, and I look forward to seeing your pictures of what you made online. Have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for joining me.